Guillermo, could you talk about that flute
Sure.
and what your thinking was when you put it in F sharp?
Okay, well, F sharp is a traditional Lakota tuning. And so I've been making the F sharp since the beginning, so probably close to 40 years. And then I think it's probably about 5 years ago, someone sent me a link on Facebook about the 432 tuning and about how it resonates with the earth. It's the earth frequency, and also it resonates with the human body. And consequently there was an NPR program that came out around that same time about a neurosurgeon that found out that the brain functions electrically. It sends out the impulses for movement and speech and so forth, and that was a paired signal. And because he was intrigued about a concert that happened probably in the 1500s or something, maybe even, I'm not quite sure the date, but he talked about it, how it was very dissonant. It was something completely radical, new for the time. And the people sat down, the fine people dressed in their fine clothes, and the orchestra started with the piece of music, and people started brawling, basically a bloodbath. And he was intrigued what caused these people that were educated to behave in such a erratic way. And he figured out it had to do with the frequencies and the brain chemistry, that it actually made him psychotic. And so he was intrigued on how sound can be used for healing, and also to create erratic behavior. A lot of the sounds that we hear now, city sounds, and, they're not, they're normal for us now. But, if you take someone from that time period and brought them into this time, they probably would not do very well. That our bodies have been acclimating to the noise and certain sounds. And so so I decided to make F sharp flutes in 432, which is the earth frequency, to get you to calm, get you back to like a center, like a natural frequency that the body would understand.
Could you play that one more time for me?
Sure.
Well, how did you get in shape to play a flute like that? Because I know that takes a lot of air.
It doesn't take air; it just takes control.
So it's the control that's tying it.
Control.
Oh.
Your diaphragm and your mouth, kind of like getting it all synced up. I've been playing a long time. It's definitely something that you acquire. Like a silver flautist. They would acquire the embouchure. And their breath control needed. Now I think they would require more effort. These take less effort, so it keeps you kind of in a meditative state.
Now, do you do a certain amount of practicing to stay in shape for all of this? Not anymore, huh?
No, not really.
Okay.
And I think just the tuning.
Yeah.
I'm playing flutes almost every day. In the making of it. And so, I'm doing scales, as I'm tuning, I'm doing scales, and I'm paying attention, and the breath control. How much you want the back pressure to be adequate. I've acquired that, so I know what would be good for a beginner, and some people play with a very shallow breath, so you want less back pressure.
Yeah. So I understand you have two of the double flutes,
Yeah.
and you've got one in 440 on the table there somewhere.
I think this one here, that's the 440, this is the 432, so it should be just a little bit longer.
Okay.
And you can see if we line up the sounding holes, the ends are a little bit longer, the holes are slightly lower on the 432, the 440 would be just slightly up, but you can see if we line them up, the holes are pretty much in identical positioning.
Very nice.
Yeah.
Well, it must be tough to part with these because each one of them is such a work of art. And, I'm looking here on the wall. You've got all of the single flutes, beautiful designs on everything. And some more double flutes there down at the end.
Yeah, I'm starting to work on some more. And right now I've noticed I need these parts, the saddles. This is what I was making as you arrived. And these take a lot of work.
Now, is there a special technique for making sure that you're tying the saddles in properly before and after these concerts?
Sure, yeah. Actually, while I'm doing a concert, and say I'm going to be using, say we'll take this single here, this one here, and I've just played it. Say I'm talking on the microphone. I've learned to take them apart and still keep my focus on the people. And, I'm probably use my shirt or something, or I might have a cloth, and you'll wipe this down and dry it out. And then, then I put it back on and pull down tight. And I'm still talking on the microphone, probably introducing the next song, and tie it, and then I might just glance down a little bit. People see me and I'm aligning back here.
So let's get a close look at that alignment.
The chimney here.
Okay.
The chimney, which is this groove on the fetish. Okay, should be flush to the back of the square hole or your sounding hole, which would be like the round hole on your silver flute. So it's very much like when a silver flautist is putting their lip to the edge of the sounding hole. They're blowing across, right? You can't be too far back or too far forward. It has to be, and that's what a silver flautist learns how to come up on that hole, and also how to direct their air. So here it's all done mechanically. So all you really have to do is just line up the chimney flush to the back. Now there might be some flutes might play a little better. Person goes, I like it just a little bit forward of the edge, or maybe back, but it's going to be so slight. It's going to be like a 64th of an inch, or even less. It's so minute. It's just barely just a little movement, hardly anything.
Well, now that we have three of them,
Sure.
We've got E, G, and now F sharp.
Sure.
Has anyone ever played all three of those together?
Well, the rules of music still apply to native flutes. The rule of fifths. You can play thirds together. Fourths, not all the notes, but some. But so an E would play with a B. Right? That'd be your fifth. F sharp would be C sharp. G would be D. And you can also have a flute that's below that. Let's see. Probably the one that we use a lot is a low D with the mid A. The one just below middle C. So low D, mid A, and then a high D. So you have the octave and you have the fifth. And those three will work.
Okay, very good.
But the A, its fifth would be an E. But the D is complementing the low D, And, they still sound fine.
Yeah.
So it's just paying attention. We played with a low E with a mid A.
Oh, okay.
That works. That's on that one song, Traveler song.
Mm-hmm.
There's an E with the A.
Okay.
So you just have to pay attention to what notes not to play on the A, but it should work.
Well, I can't thank you enough for this little interview here and to get a chance to see some of these beautiful flutes up close and personal here. And, okay.